welcome to the Raf and Raf Rant. I'm Raf.
And I'm Raf. We're Raf.
Rafa Rispo of the Far From Vesuvius podcast. That's Ralph Pizarro of Calcio Napoli Club. Just rant about Napoli.
Let's go for it.
We're going to rant. We're going to match report. We're going to talk about the games. We're going to talk about topics. You leave comments and we'll read your comments out. Question.
All right. Quick stats.
Yes. Throw the stats up there. On to a nice little segment that we're going to call the Beast of the Match.
Who's beasting it for the Napoli team? Let's see.
Follow us on Facebook. Rafael Rispo, Ralph Pizarro. Twitter at Rafa Napoli 83. That's me.
CNC USA 26.
I want some feedback to the show. What do you guys want to see? What do you want to see more or less of? This is going to be a show for you guys too. I want a lot of comments.
We want to rant about something. Let us know if you want us to rant about something.
I promise you we're not going to agree on everything all the time.
We won't.
We're going to yell at each other every now and then.
Come and rant. This is what it's for. We want to give you a space to let loose so you can do it here.
Well, that's going to do it, Ralph. You know, were we boring enough for you?
I don't know. I think we were great.
Let's get to it.
And benvenuti, fellas and bellas all over the world. Welcome to the Raf and Raf post-game show. My name is Raf Pizarro, joined by my co-host, the vicar of Vesuvius, Rafa Rispo. In the house, Napoli take the win against Spezia. Redemption is ours. 4-2-1, and a commanding performance today. Rafa, we let them know who's boss today, didn't we?
Oh, we sure did. We needed this one. This was a emphatic statement by Napoli, I believe. After the loss to Spezia in January, that had everybody, going crazy.
Yes.
We redeemed ourselves in the Coppa Italia when we beat them 4-2, but we really, really needed this one. Like this was the icing on the cake. This was the match we needed to win. I stated 100%. This on the podcast earlier in the week. If any of these matches we have to win, it's this one. We might be able to afford a draw coming up in the next 3 games, but this was a win we had to get because, Ralph, we know that we don't normally take advantage of situations that benefit us. Mm-hmm. And we had a chance to be in a position that benefited us before the outcome of the other match, and we took it. We were like, you know what, we have to win. Forget about whatever happens later, and we got it.
And no timidness, too. We kept going forward, and that's something I like to see. But big shout-out to everybody in the chat. Hello, Michael. We got a few guests in here. A few people hit me up right before we went live, Rafa, that they're driving in their car, unable to kind of comment, but still wanted to listen to the show. So everybody who's doing that, thank you for listening in. So I know you can't comment, but I know you're here. So shout out to you guys, and please drive safely, all right? And
yes, keep your eyes on the road.
Keep your eyes on the road.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah. But shout out to you. Let's rip through these stats real quick. Let's give them a reminder of the performance today, and then we're gonna get into this game, all right? So starting for today, guys, great lineup. We had Hysaj, Rahmani, Manolas, and Di Lorenzo in the back. Barrett again between the pipes. Rahmani gets to start today because of an injury that Koulibaly picked up against Cagliari. Hopefully he will be back soon. Nonetheless, that center back duo performed. They did their job today, despite that one goal that we gave up. Damian Ruiz in the midfield. Then we saw Insigne, Zielinski, and Politano. And then our boy Osimhen up top, guys. Assists from 3 players today. Zielinski, Insigne, and Di Lorenzo had quite the game today. Our substitutions, we saw Martins come in at the 69th minute. Then had after 5 minutes in, had a little bit of an ankle. He kind of turned his ankle slightly. I think he'll be okay, but for safekeeping, Gattuso took him out, put in Elmas a few minutes afterwards. Lozano gets a few minutes there for Politano, scores a goal. Wonderful by an assist by Osimhen. And then in the 83rd minute, Gattuso decides to give Osimhen a little break, puts in Petagna, and then Mario Rui for Hysaj. Probably a little bit to protect Hysaj because of that yellow card. We certainly didn't want to go down a man late in the game. Shots today, guys. 8 total for Spezia. We had 12 for Napoli. 1 miss for Spezia. We have 4 miss for us, but we had 6 on target. Sometimes simple is better. We didn't need. Remember the last game? We had over 20 shots against Spezia. Nothing hit the net. Not today, guys. Not today. 6 on target. 4 of those go in. 2 on target for Spezia. 5 and 2 block shots, respectively, guys. As far as our stats goes, the possession was almost split down the middle, 49 to 51% for Napoli. 6 chances, Spezia, 14 chances. Man, it was killer today on Napoli. 3 yellow cards, 2 for Napoli, 1 and 2 corner kicks. But our set pieces, man, we did really good on those free kicks. We've been doing really good on that lately, guys. 83 and 84 is the percentage for the possession, guys. And that was it. We're going to have a beast of the match today, boys. Again, we got a couple more people in the chat. No clean sheet. I know, no clean sheet. It was we had, listen, it was a reactionary hand save by Meret. It was a rebound. You know, it was a second chance effort by Spezia. And they scored. I mean, Rafa.
I'm not worried about the clean sheet. I'm not worried about it. I'm worried about getting the win. That's what's most important today. You know, let's not overanalyze the defensive error that caused to the goal to make it 3-1. You know, we've got a very important victory. You know, the defense held their own. They did pretty well when it comes down to it. You know, besides the goal. And I feel like it's just silly to argue about, you know, a clean sheet. You know what I mean? Yeah. You know, players and coaches strive for perfection, but you know, you're not going to be perfect all the time. No. So it's okay.
And we give up. Not at that range. Not at that range, no. Michael. I know you said he could have done more than push it back to him. Listen, that was a reactionary save by Meret. All these shots that he's been stopping lately is like point blank right in front of him. He has to make a choice, a decision within a split hair of a second. It's hard to control those rebounds, man. It's really hard. And you know, your goalie sometimes is only as good as your defense. Your defense has to clear those second chance efforts by the other team. So, you know, no fault.
I mean, listen, we scored 4 goals. We gained 3 goal differential goals today. You know what I mean? We're 78-4 and 39 against, making it a 39 goal differential. Meaning that we're on par with Atalanta with goal differential. We're 3 over Juve, which is important when it comes to the tie break. We got 78 goals, and Juve's only got 67, and the goal difference is number 1 in a possible tie break with just Juventus. So, you know, 3 up on Juve, and then if that is tied, it goes to goal scored, which we're, you know, 9 goals ahead of them. So I'm not worried about giving up 1 goal if we're scoring 4, especially when it's at 3-0 and we're commanding the game mostly anyway. Now, yes, Spezia got into it a bit. You know, they had a few good chances, but honestly, besides the goal and maybe one other shot, Meret really had not much to do. Right. So, you know, kudos to the defense, especially, you know, holding them to just 1 goal. No Koulibaly. Yeah. You know, Ramani and Manolas, to me, I feel did pretty well today. And you see, very solid.
Alfonso says it.
Yeah, Alfonso's right. Ramani's coming into his own, and you're seeing the Ramani that played with Verona last season. I really feel that he could be a very good part of this team. You know, now mind you, Maksimovic played well last season too. Look at what happened this season. I think there's other things on Maksimovic's mind as far as like contracts and, you know, all that good stuff, and that could affect the player.
Right.
But Ramani seems very happy.
Now with COVID, who knows if Maksimovic maybe will make it back in time to kind of finish off the season. So we really need to rely on Manolas and Rahmani right now, at least till this next game's over against Udinese, because with Koulibaly injured, I mean, you said it last week, Rafa. I know somebody posed a question to you about, do we put Koulibaly back in when he returns? I know you're all for it. I'm with you on that. I think if he's healthy, yeah, if he can walk and play, definitely put him back in. But in the meantime, we're going to need to rely on Rahmani and Manolas to get on that field and do the same job that Koulibaly would do. And, yes, you know, with Spezia, but don't forget, Spezia gave us trouble today with a high press. They didn't just back down. They gave us trouble. We had a hard time moving that ball in the back, trying to get over the midfield into safety, and everybody had to be on their P's and Q's because we had a couple little mistakes there too, but for the most part, we got out of it, but it was still dangerous. Spezia did not sit back and make it easy for us. So
No, they did well.
Defense.
Absolutely, kudos to the defense. Kudos to Spezia for making it a little bit difficult. But at the same time, when you really look at it, Napoli dominated. They didn't and here's another thing: Napoli didn't dominate the way they dominated against Spezia in Ritorno at the Maradona on the Epiphany in January. Napoli absolutely dominated that match, and they should have scored 5 or 6 goals. And Spezia, I mean, listen, they won the match, so credit to them. But Spezia got very lucky as well at the end. You know what I mean? So when you really look at the two performances, Napoli outplayed Spezia both performances. And this is a Spezia where in January they were just kind of coasting. They got that win, and then they got a couple good results after that, and it was like, oh man, maybe Spezia can stay in Serie A this season. But this Spezia today really needed points because now they are in danger. If Benevento can beat Cagliari, I mean, listen, Benevento Cagliari play each other. And right now, it's 16th place with 34, tied with Torino, but Torino play tomorrow too. Cagliari is in 17th with 32, and Benevento has that relegation spot with 31. Cagliari and Benevento play each other. So regardless of what happens there, Spezia have a really they're in danger. They're in the danger zone. So they really needed the points today. And then this goes down to everybody talking about Vincenzo Italiano and the way he plays and his style of playing. It's dazzling, and it's really, listen, Spezia beat Napoli, then they beat Milan, who were like still in first place at the time, and got good results. So you beat Roma out of the beat Roma in the Italia. You know what I'm saying? So almost beat Roma in Serie A.
Yeah, but it was isn't there a bit of an asterisk there though? Because remember, it was when Napoli was facing some injuries, COVID, and Champions League. I mean, and Milan as well. I mean, these guys are really busy. So they were kind of, Spezia, well-rested, playing once a week, was attacking both these teams and able to beat them. And not to mention the inaccuracy of the finishing for Napoli, because that game was completely dominated. We just couldn't hit the net. Had we hit it like we did today, that would have been a clear win for Napoli as well. So
absolutely. You're right. I you could put an asterisk against that win. A win's a win. A win
Not
is
to
a
take
win.
anything away, but still.
No. But at the same time, like what I'm trying to say is, look at where Spezia is today, fighting for relegation.
Right.
With 3 matches left after today.
Right.
And they really needed that win, and it did come.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? They needed at least a point, and it didn't come. And Napoli, as at full strength, will beat Spezia any day of the week. It's just the way it is. So it was and I hate to go back to it, but listen, it's the reality is Spezia beat us, so we have to talk about that since we're talking about this today. The reality is that everybody really, really took that and like flew off the handle because it was Spezia, and didn't stop to think, well, wait a minute, we're in a really bad situation. We have nobody on the field. And at the same time, we dominated and we're unlucky with our shots. So look at today's performance and be happy. Let's not really talk too much about the goal that was given up, because Victor Osimhen scored his first brace of the season, and he's at double figures. Just like that, Victor Osimhen's at double figures. Lozano's goal puts him at double figures today, 2 with 10, and Zielinski is contributing with a goal and an assist. Good assist by Insigne. The team without Koulibaly and without Maksimovic and Lobotka, and possibly without Mertens now, it goes back to what I was saying too, Ralph, is that had we had maybe less than or just a handful of injuries and not 10 at a time, or most of them being our starting lineup, we would have pushed for the Scudetto this season. I'm fully I can sign up for that. I don't know about you, Ralph, but I sign up for it.
For what do you mean for the?
No, if you take a look at the fact that today we lost Koulibaly, we have no Koulibaly. Mertens only came in for a couple of minutes and was out injured, so he had no bearings on today's game. And we had no Maximovic and no Lobotka. So if we had only those amount of injuries throughout our run of poor performances, we might have been okay. We had no Lozano too. We had no Petagna, no Osimhen, no Fabian at one point with COVID, and it's really, you got to take a look back. Like, that's why in the middle of the season, everybody has to just kind of calm down, and assess it. You know what I mean? I know it was bad because we were in a bad position, but take a look today, a Napoli that was missing its star center back and the backup center back and didn't have Mertens in the game, beat Spezia handily. So there you go.
Absolutely. I'm with you 100%. I mean, we see that now that the whole team, the gang is back and you see what they could do. But speaking of gang real quick, how about we do a beast of the match, Rafa? Let's go.
Let's
for
go.
it. I'm super excited to talk about this one, guys.
Let's do it.
The D-Loads is for. Give me a sec, guys. Let's get the video going. Here it is, guys. Had to do it. Had to. Two in a row.
And honestly, Ralph and I were deliberating before this, and it was very close between him and Insigne. My case for Osimhen was he just was, he's man of the match, but he's also beast of the match. The way he intercepted that one play where he almost scored. The way he got stuck in and got his first goal, and then his second goal was just amazing. He was finding space. He was getting in. He passed up on the opportunity of scoring a hat trick to send the ball to Lozano and have him score a goal. To me, that shows camaraderie between Lozano and Osimhen too. Also smarts. Like, for me, not only is he man of the match, but he's beast of the match. 100% over him. 100%.
Right, Rafa. We were saying this because we acknowledge the man of the match, but the beast of the match is always supposed to be that other guy who is doing something else in the game, whether it be passing, defensive, or what have you. And I was like, should we pick Insigne today because he was doing a lot of that? But when you see Osimhen score 2 goals, he has an assist, and an assist that he could have easily taken a shot off of, but instead gives it to Lozano to kind of get him back into the play, right? Which I was really happy to see. The interceptions, the chasing down of the ball, the overall threat on the field. He did his job 100% today. And that to me is beast mode. That is a beast mode.
Yes.
So.
Yes. Something else we overlooked, Ralph.
What's that?
Osimhen in the last match, Osimhen got knocked silly. I mean, not unconscious, but it was a hard knock to the back of the head, which drew blood. He got stitched up and said, "Yo, I'm ready. I'm good." And it had no bearing on today's match.
Nope.
The first ever meast of the match. I like that. That was funny. Who said that?
That was Quentin. He also said the beast of the match was the toilet paper on his head.
Toilet paper on his head.
Like a cape flopping in the wind like a superhero Osimhen was today, man. So, rightfully so. He deserved it. This guy's on fire lately. He's what, like 6 goals in 6 matches or something like that, IFTV reported?
He's is it 6 and 6? I knew it was 4 and 4 coming in. So it was actually it's 5 in the last 4. It's 5 in the last 4 for sure. I know that.
Either way,
it could round up to be 6 and 6, but I mean
6, something like that, right? But either way, with a third less of the minutes, he now is second at most goals scored, and he's literally only played like what, 2/3 of the season, and I don't even count the beginning when he was
like
just
22nd match,
something like that, right? And you got to understand the first half of the season or the first third of the season, he's just getting a getting accustomed to the team and to the league, and then he's injured, and then he has to come back, he has to recover and do it, and he did it. He stepped. You know what? Remember Rafa after when he played recently with Nigeria, he came back. He's like, you haven't seen nothing yet.
Yeah.
He stood by
you're
his
looking
word,
at it.
sir.
You're looking at it right
Looking
now.
at it right here. So
you're looking at it right now, and I
him.
tell you what, he looks a different player.
Yeah. More confident.
Yeah. I mean, again, Ralph, you mentioned it before the season, or like during the beginning of the season, that you were worried about him coming in. He was still injured with his. He came into Naples with an injury. And with match rust, and a lot of issues, and there were a lot of people out there that were really questioning the signing. 80 million. You need results right away. You need to prove yourself. This and that. No, you don't. Yes, the valuation says you need to have those kind of results instantly. Yes,
right.
But looking at the fact that he's a 21-year-old kid, that he's newly accustomed to Serie A, that he's newly accustomed to Napoli, the city, that he's got to gel with new teammates. These things don't happen right away. It just doesn't. You know what I mean? It's different if you bring in a Ronaldo at 100 mil. Ronaldo at 100 mil, you need those results right away.
Right.
You need those. You need those goals day one. You need those the impact day one. But what up, Dom? You need those kind of things. Yes. The 80 million investment is going to turn into a humongous return when ABL is ready to sell him, because he will.
Right.
But guys, I mean, you ain't seen nothing yet.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
And you know what? Patrick Kendrick said this the best while he was commentating on his match. It's almost as if, he wouldn't want the season to end now. You know what I mean? He's just finally getting his stride. He's getting all these kinds of goals. He could legitimately end up with 15 goals by the end of the season. It's not too far-fetched to think that he could score 5 goals in the next 3 games.
Right. Right. He should have 11 if it wasn't for that robbery last week.
If it wasn't for that robbery, yeah.
But, right, the fact that he has caught up now to basically all of his teammates, or, with the exception of Insigne with the penalty goals, but wow. In fact, I think he is doing more than I expected. Like, I expected him to come back, do something, but he is kind of going beyond our expectations as far as this season goes. As far as like when you put together all those things that you just said, Rafa, he's overperforming, and I love it. And that assist to Lozano when he could have easily taken that shot, possibly get a hat trick, really speaks volumes of his personality and his team play. I want to go back to this too, Rafa. Your dad's here. Ciao Antonio, ciao papà. Osilem il nostro nuovo Cavani grande. Forza Napoli sempre. The reason why I want to bring this up is because my brother is saying the same thing. He's like, there's your Cavani right there. A guy that gets the ball forward, kicks the ball, goes, and he's starting to see the net. He's starting to see the play develop. He has those little back heels that he does to get his boys going. Daniel Delgado, we cooked today is right, man. And it was just nice.
That's
man.
But that's Dom. That's Dom.
Really
that's my boy Dom out on the West Coast. Props to him for waking up early too. He has to wake up super early for the 6:30 Fiorentina match.
Oh boy, it's like a 3 a.m. start for him, right?
He's out in San Diego. Yeah. So to my dad's point, I had interviewed Oma Akatuba Far from Vesuvius before the season started, right?
Yeah, I remember that one.
And I asked him. I said, "Is he gonna be our next Cavani type player? Like, is Cavani a sight for for him? Like, basically, is Cavani like an inspiration to him?" And he told me who his inspirations were. But coming to Napoli, he knew that Cavani had set a single season goal scoring record for Napoli in all competitions at that time which was 33.
Mhm.
And he's looking to equate that. He said
Mhm.
he did say it would be nice to happen in the first season, but at the same time he needs the time to get accustomed. And he said he wouldn't doubt it if it happened
Right.
in the second season.
Right.
Now, uh, 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 he also said of Osimhen that Cavani was a very influential player to him, um, and that his style is not unlike him, but he has a mixture of Samuel Eto'o and Didier Drogba in him. So I mean,
Okay. Okay.
that's a player that you want to have, on your team. And yeah,
Without a doubt.
it didn't show up until now, maybe. But look at all the things he had to go through. As a 21-year-old kid too. You know what I
Mhm.
mean?
No,
It's
definitely.
a lot to
Definitely.
ask a kid. We don't we sometimes forget that we're 36 to 38-year-old,
Right.
not professional
Couple
athlete.
grays.
you
Couple
know,
grays in
uh,
there, you know.
there's a lot of pressure. There's a lot of
Little
pressure on him.
pawns. Sure, sure.
So
Especially with that price and all the attention he was getting, and then even all
yeah,
the negative attention he caught afterwards.
right.
But Rafa, there was one call that we did on the show, and it was about Victor Osimhen and supporting him. I'm glad we did it because I knew what
Sure.
he was capable of, and the hard time he got in the middle of the season here was just unwarranted, and I
Right.
think a bit alarmist, as you would say sometimes. And then we have to give people their time because look what happens. We gave
Yep.
Lozano time. Look what happened. We're giving
Yeah.
Ozzy time. Look what happened.
Right.
Insigne playing out of his mind. Politano back at it again. Zelensky today
Lozano came
getting
in.
a goal.
Lozano coming in and making an impact. And
Right.
yeah, man.
Look at those threats that we have coming
Yeah.
off the
hmm
bench.
hmm
You know.
Absolutely. Absolutely. We can't.
So
We have to understand too that the the team has never been throughout this whole bad spell or what have you. The team has never been what's the word I'm looking for? Disconnected with each other, right?
right,
They've always
right,
been in
right,
unity. They've always been in unison. No matter
right.
what they've gone through this year, they've been in unison, and I think that's a big testament to Gattuso and his leadership.
Sure.
And coupled with Insigne taking charge and Mertens
hmm
sitting on the sidelines for most of the season, you know, I just feel like an all around great team. I was listening to Kiss Napoli on the halftime on the ride into work today, and
hmm
I think it's Paolo Del Genio who does the halftime stuff. My dad could probably correct me if he's still in
Okay.
and listening, but he
Ado.
said that dove sta?
Mm.
He said Napoli seems to be like the squad seems to be there, right? With or without Gattuso, maybe one or two more pieces, and you've got a title contender.
Oh, without
But
a
the
doubt.
squad is there. It's there. It's there.
Which two pieces would you pick, Rafa? And then I want to
Gotta have a
answer a
left back.
question.
Gotta have a super left
Left
back,
back.
and
Yeah.
maybe another midfielder come in.
I'm thinking of a CDM. I'm thinking of a CDM and a left back.
Yeah.
Like a
I don't know,
true
man.
CDM, help the center, help.
But we have Demin for that. We have Demin, and listen, I'll say it,
Is
and a lot
Deme
of
kind
people
of a
might not
high,
like it.
maybe like another Deme? I don't know.
He maybe another Demin, but we have Bakayoko too. Listen, everybody, before you
Tell
jump
me.
down my throat, jump down my throat, Bakayoko in his role is doing his job the right way. When he's
hmm
when he's called upon to come in, we didn't see today, but still, when he's called upon to come in, like, we'll look at the start that he had over.
I
Paulo
think
did
he
it. I
answered
thought
you.
so. Yeah. When Bakayoko's called upon, he performs. He got the goal, and he played really well against Torino, the game that they sat Fabian for. That's
hmm
what a bench player, that's what a backup player does. Comes in
Right.
when we need them, Now, if you ask Bakayoko, according to the season, obviously the season wasn't very good for him, but that's because he had to play in and out,
Yeah.
lots of matches.
A lot of matches, a lot of matches, a lot of energy
If you
involved.
ask me, so for me, the pieces for me would be a good left back, a backup right back, and another midfielder, maybe another attacking midfielder. Because if we're going to sell Fabian, we have to replace him for that, you know?
Sure.
But for me, the attack is perfect. Don't touch the attack at all.
Don't touch the
Keep
attack.
Politano, Lozano, Mertens,
Right.
Insigne, and Osimhen. For me, and maybe a backup. You know, if Petagna stays, that's fine too. I'm okay with it. But maybe we look for another backup striker just in case. That's my assessment.
We'll answer this. Go on, Rafa. You want to add to that? Go on.
No, go ahead. You throw the question up, and then we'll talk about where we're at in the standings.
Okay, cool. So real quick, thoughts on a possible Serie A season with Napoli, Benevento, and Salernitana. Forza Napoli from Alfonso.
Forza Napoli. I would love it. I never minded Benevento at all. The teams I hated from Campania always growing up was Salernitana and Avellino. So Avellino just got relegated, I believe, to Serie D. Don't quote me on that. I'm not 100%. But Salernitana is like a win. If Salernitana win, their final matches are on Monday. If Salernitana win on Monday, they're promoted to Serie A. If they draw and Monza don't win, if they draw and Monza don't win, they're automatically promoted to Serie A. They will be in the playoff if they're not automatically promoted. Monza still have a chance to be automatically promoted with Empoli, who already is promoted. But we need Benevento to stay up. So we're going to need Benevento to beat Cagliari this weekend. Because if they don't beat Cagliari this weekend, I don't think they get the job done. Benevento would still be at 31 points with Spezia at 34. And this is Benevento's final like push. They really need to get over this hump.
They got to get some points,
you know?
Right?
Yeah, they have to get some points. So, but it would be very exciting. It would be very exciting because I don't remember the last time you had 3 Campania teams in Serie A. Because I always remembered, Napoli being with Avellino in Serie A. So Salernitana only spent 1 season in Serie A in their history, and Napoli were not in Serie A that year. So if anyone's out there that can confirm this, when was the last time we had 3 teams from Campania in Serie A? Unbelievable. And it's going to be, it would be very, very cool to see. Yes.
My reaction, Rafa?
Yeah.
Nice.
3 teams from Campania. Alfonso. Rafa said it all. I'd absolutely love it.
Yeah, it's sad to see that we're. It's sad to see that we're losing. Yeah, it's sad to see we're losing Crotone because they're southern also, and Cagliari also being from Sardinia. Could be out too. But at the same time, if we gain a Spezia, if we gain a Salernitana, shoot,
why not?
Why not? Real quick before we go, Ralph, I'm gonna go over the standings. Okay.
Sure.
So right now, as it stands, Inter. Obviously, champions have 82. Napoli are in second with 70 as it stands right now. Atalanta have to play Parma. They have 69. Juve and Milan also have 69. Now, Juve and Milan play tomorrow, right? Now, we've been saying it regardless of the outcomes of any of the matches tomorrow. Napoli are in top 4 at the end of round 35, right? However, if Milan and Juventus end up tied, tomorrow, if the match ends up a draw, that would put Napoli, Juve, and Milan all at 70 points. Now, there's a tiebreak situation. This is the tiebreak situation. Here's the possible scenario for that. Should Juve and Milan tie, that would bring a mini 3-team table, and it would be Juventus that would be in front of that table. Ralph, I don't know if you have that graphic.
Let me throw it up for you. Give me a second.
Yeah.
You keep going. I'll get it up here as you're talking.
So Juventus in the 3 teams would be tied at 70. There we go. So here's the possible scenario. So this is just in case, and I had put down a 0-0. It could come out to any result of a draw. But here are the scenarios. So these are the results between all 3 teams in question, right?
Is that right? That's all of it. Okay.
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Right. So we have in the event Milan and Juve end up tied tomorrow. Napoli Juve would have 7 points, Napoli 6, Milan 4 in this three-way tie. Okay, so this would actually put Napoli underneath, if you can see. And then, now this is also considering Atalanta beat Parma tomorrow. If Atalanta beat Parma tomorrow, this would be the table. Atalanta 72, Juve 70, Napoli 70, Milan 70, and Juve and Napoli would get the Champions League spots, and Milan would be outside of the Champions League looking in at the end of week 35. So a draw is a good thing, but the better scenario, and I didn't give this to Ralph, but the better scenario is one of these teams winning tomorrow, because that would give us a points advantage in the table overall, and then we'll worry about the tiebreak when we need to worry about the tiebreak between Juve, Napoli, and Milan, because it's still a possibility that they could end up tied at the end of the season. But look out for a big Milan win, because a big Milan win, a win like a 3-goal win or more, it's 3-0, would also see Napoli gain an advantage if in case the end of the season ends up in a 3-way tie. So there you have it. The only way we end up tied this weekend is if Juve and Milan draw tomorrow, and if that happens, Napoli will be 4th place, Milan will be 5th.
Thank you, Rafa.
So, this win was big. And here's another thing, Ralph. Here's another advantage for us, too, really, really quick before we go. Here's another advantage. Napoli play Udinese next at the Maradona, and that's on Tuesday afternoon, and that's also the first match of the round. So Napoli playing on Tuesday means we won't have to focus or worry. I will be right there. We don't have to focus or worry about the other outcomes, because then you play Sassuolo in that round. And, Juve winning that before we play would kind of mess with our heads. It's happened before where our heads have been messed with. You know what I mean? Right. So us playing the first match of that round is huge as well. We're the only match on Tuesday at 2:45 Eastern, Napoli-Udinese. And then on Wednesday, Atalanta play Benevento. Benevento have it really hard, guys. I don't think Benevento stay in Serie A. I really don't. They have to play Cagliari, who are fighting and who are on good form. And Benevento have to play Atalanta next round, too. So I don't know, guys. I really don't.
And Atalanta definitely not dropping points.
And then you also have Torino, who are trying to stay up, who have to play against Milan on Wednesday. And then on Wednesday is Sassuolo-Juve. Sassuolo is trying to get into Europe over Roma. And Roma play Inter that weekend. So this is going to be crazy. It's going to be a crazy
Lazio in the mix,
days.
Couple people.
There's
Lazio in the mix still.
Lazio are in the mix. Lazio play Parma in the next round too. And then next week when we play Fiorentina, Lazio play Roma, and Juve play Inter.
Crazy.
It's just a crazy.
Nail biting till the end. I love it. I love every second.
And Milan play Cagliari. So here you go. Every single match, like this week, the midweek, and next weekend, you have matches where teams are trying to stay alive and teams are trying to get into Europe, playing against each other. This is going to be amazing. Amazing.
Anyway, Rafa.
Great.
Nuts,
guys.
Let's get a big Forza Napoli in the chat, guys. Let's get a big Forza Napoli sempre in the chat. Let's blast the wall. Rafa gotta go. I gotta go. But congratulations to the team today, guys. Napoli defeats Spezia 4-1 away. Great 2 goals by Osimhen. Another goal by Lozano back. A great goal by Lazelinski. All the teams. Our team firing on all cylinders right now. Pasqua Serie A is great, certainly, guys. Let's get a big Forza Napoli up there. Forza Napoli sempre. Let's go. We got Antonio Rispo. Grazie, Baba. Grazie. Alfonso, thank you for your question there, sir. Forza Napoli sempre. Come on, guys. Make it quicker. I want to get you up here. We got things to do, places to go, people to see.
Haircuts. Cuts to hair.
Haircuts. Heads to cut. Not mine. I just did mine today, Rob.
Not yours. Pelato in full effect. Pelato in full effect.
The Pelato Partenopei right here, guys. All right.
Hey, Monday. Catch us
Monday.
Catch us on the rant Monday. Cugino Gianluca is coming in.
Yep. It's gonna be an awesome show. Don't forget
Luca will be here.
Right. Don't forget the giveaway, guys. Go on Instagram if you're not there yet. At the Raff and Raff Rant on Instagram. Follow the instructions. You'll see the banner there. Win a free jersey, man. Beautiful jersey. So don't forget to do that, guys. But in the meantime, Forza Napoli. I know there's some guy, and everybody who's driving in the car that can't do it, guys. Forza Napoli to you. Stay safe. Keep your eyes on the road.
Keep your eyes on the road, baby.
Keep your eyes on the road, and thank you for joining us. Until then, until next time, Forza Napoli.
Grande win. Grande vittoria. Forza Napoli, sempre.
Ciao, guys.